What's going on, guys? So we're going to jump straight into Strade Bianche Gran Fondo. We've got the men in black glasses, and at the moment you can see I'm on three-time gold medalist and Rio medalist Ed Clancy on the team pursuit, and we're coming into a sector. So yeah, jumping straight in. I'm just giving it a bit of room. So I was in Italy for the Strade Bianche Gran Fondo, which was Sunday, the day after the pro race, and yeah, looking to have a nice time. I mean, beforehand I was a bit unsure how I was going to feel because I'd only just finished Atlas Mountain race not too long before, but yeah, I kind of locked in how I was going to feel because it ended up just being on a bit of like a 4-day bender before the race, sampling the local delicacies. Mostly red wine and some Campari and some espresso martini. So I felt pretty shocking. Started the event, blah blah blah, people going fast, and it's always the case in these kind of Gran Fondo events where people are quite, it's kind of do or die really for like the most simple of corners, or simple of like, say there's a section coming up and it was just a bit like, I was near the front a bit, but it was just a bit sketchy. It wasn't strong enough to really just be right at the front of the race in the trouble, so I just sit back. And then yeah, I just felt pretty grim, but then I ended up with Ed and some other guys and started cruising. This section here I just attacked. This is a 9.2 kilometre section, I think. I knew the descent was quite sketchy, so I just jumped away from the group a little bit, and there wasn't a group too far ahead. So here's me descending. I was running 30mm FiftyOnes, my assassin, the gravel rig with road tyres. So yeah, dropping down here. You can see there's a couple of people stopping, they've got issues, blah blah. So yeah, I knew this was a bit of a sketchy bit, so I just wanted to be up front and use the group behind me. So it's kind of swell for that 40 rider. I knew I was really far back as the day was going on, but unknowingly I was actually picking quite a lot of riders off that were ahead, and also a lot more people do the media Fondo than you think. I mean, why would you? I don't know. But so a lot of people have done that. So this is me still mid-bridge, another guy, problema. Yeah, I'm out there just getting cooked a bit, thought I might as well. This is around about kilometre 70 or so, the first 9k sections. Just chipping along. Ed was on the rental, he was finding it tough. He left his seat post at home for his bike. He had to get a last minute replacement, bring up those Bangalores, find a replacement. And then yeah, I wasn't feeling mega. You can see there's a bit of a group up ahead which I'm trying to bridge to get there. And in the end, I knew I wasn't going to come away with like, some sort of result of 500 fun, which would have been good for the legs, but in the end I just wanted a hard day out. I kind of got it. To be honest, the numbers weren't even that bad. A lot of time in the high zones. Probably going to end up doing I'll do a little screen grab, I'll show the Strava stats at the end of the video, just so you can see what I'm kind of cooking with. I mean, it's not much, but it's honest work. And then here we bridged across to the group, a couple more serious riders. This guy was looking super pro on his trek. Some looking pro riders. Actually, the guy there in the pink, he was actually top 20 in tracker. So I didn't really. I think he'd been following me on Instagram for a while, and I hear him on stuff with Brian, Mullet Man, Descending Guru. But yeah, so the guy, he came flying past me, and he knew who I was, and he just goes past me and he goes, "Let's go!" And I was like, "Fucking hell, this guy's on some shit." And I was like, actually, I want to get on that level. So the next downhill, I went past him and I went, "Bleh." So one of the highlights. One of the highlights of the event. But yeah, really good time with the Sportful crew. So big thanks for taking me out there. And also had a few other riders doing the event for Sport4. We had Paul, Josie and Max, and also some of the long-term Sport4 ambassadors like Paolo Bettini. Now it's my turn to shoot back. So yeah, it was a super day out, hard day out. It was a long one. This is the second longest section. There was a couple steep pickups. I think it's where Pidcock launched with Pogacar. So Ed kind of got tailed off, and unfortunately, yeah, I didn't see Ed until after the event. But he's I've never seen someone battle harder than Ed, man. He's a warrior, and I really respect it. You know, he just jumps in, minimal training. He might have ridden the trials bike, done some tricks, and he can still put a nice work in. So yeah, the day was nice. Started to warm up a bit. I just had some thermal shorts, long, like Jorgensen, black socks, jersey, arm warmers, and after about an hour I rolled them down like Bala. So yeah, I was in the zone, and the gravel sections weren't too bad. There's a couple drifts, there was a couple sections that were quite bumpy, from like a bit of washboard from like the tractors and stuff. Maybe here I was kind of, it's something I sometimes do, like I was just drifting back in the group because I'm like, you know, I know the top of the climb's coming, I'm just going to drift back. And then someone, you know, loses the wheel, and then you end up just doing a little bit of a nudge to get over the top anyway. So what's the point? Maybe I'll learn one day. But I was just trying to save the legs a bit because I knew there was some hard, steep sections to come, like where Pogacar attacked Tom. And the road sections were a nice break, and generally they were always quite fast. There were a couple sections that were kind of false flat uphill, super grippy, and that's about where we picked Elliot up. Let's get it, Elliot. And he was driving it on those sections, which was nice to see. You can see these guys, they've got a little yellow tag on their seat pin. So they've got the timing chip on. I didn't actually get a timing chip because it was like €10 to rent, and yeah, I couldn't really be bothered. So not everyone had timing chips, so when at the results not everyone had them, but in the end my time kind of placed for around 60th, give or take. There's a few people in front without timing chips, so I may be in around top 80 for sure. Another fast section, here we go. We are picking up some of the riders doing the media, and this is where it got a bit chaotic, and the Italians, despite doing a Gran Fondo and you're in about 100th place, they don't want you in the way, and there was a lot of shouting going on. A destra, stay right, and so on and so forth. Especially on the steep sections where people were walking, it was hard to navigate. So I think, yeah, this guy here. This guy here, I dragged him back to the group, and he comes round me, and then he's just like lagging, just like, get out. I saved your skin, bro. Don't try and take my wheel, because you're just going to drop it again. You know, just stay on my wheel. Everything's going to be alright. So yeah, it was nice to sit behind Sappho because he's just a bit of a gadge. Super bleached mullet at the moment. And he's got a nice bike. It's on the Scott. I think that might be the gravel rig. But yeah, it's starting to split up quite a bit. And a couple of the sections it was really splitting up, and even at one point found myself off the front with like 3 guys, and the guy was like tempo, so okay. But then it kind of came back, and you know, we had a bit of a big group in the end because we're picking riders up. Riders are still, you know, some of them are coming across still, and you know, I was really I just ran 2 bidons, a bit of mix. I think I had like 2 super gels, a couple OTE chews, and also a plastic bidon which I put down the neck of my jersey. This woman here, she was super strong. I wouldn't be surprised if she's ex-pro, because she just looks super pro, and she was riding super nice. So yeah, she done an absolutely storming ride. Really, really impressive. So yeah, I was starting to feel the legs a bit towards the end because we ended up pushing about 4 hours. So with the with not too much fluid, I started to feel it. Bit of an uphill here, it's a bit grippy. It's actually a lot of more of a grippy running than you'd expect. I mean, I think still with 50k to go, we had 800 meters to climb, and you can see the body language here. Everyone's looking laboured. It was hard. It was just really grippy. I ended up having to just lean on the gear a lot. Like I said, I wasn't feeling super nice. You see Safa's camera's kind of come undone there a bit. His chest mount, but he's not going to drop the wheel. He's not going to drop the wheel. This guy on the right here, he looks pretty pro. He's got nice, but you can see the body language of everyone. It's laboured, it's hard. And in the end, it was just a lot of time, you know, zone 3, high zone 3, and then some hard pickups. The gravel's not, yeah, like I said, the gravel wasn't crazy. You could definitely get away running 30 mils. I talked to James, cycling shorts, shout out. He was running 30s as well. And then some sections down towards the finish, it's pretty fast. So I think we're kind of starting to drop down a bit. And then there's just these kind of road pickups. This guy here with the flappy jersey, I had a bit of a run-in with him. Yeah, we had a bit of a run-in. But it didn't get too crazy because you need to remember where you're at. So I was pretty relaxed, I was pretty calm. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I did put him away in the end on the steep climb. The other thing is when I'm filming, I'm also clicking the record and, you know, stop recording. It's hard to know if it's actually recording or not. So unfortunately I didn't catch the finish. And also it's hard to know if you've got any battery left, because the battery isn't super long, it's about 40 minutes or so. And it's hard to know. Here's Safa freaking bombing past me. To be honest, since riding the bike again, since Atlas, I'm not super confident going downhill and like handling. I don't know, I just ridden the mountain bike for so long, and then I also slipped out on the ice the other day, and just don't feel super confident like banking over the bike these days. So it's something I should be able to pick back up. Here's Safa pulling out because he had to sort his camera out. Let him cook. And yeah, we got a few more pickups. But overall, this trip was super nice. So we done the Sport Full tour, which was in my other video. Went down, done the race. After the race, quick tuck away, and then we had to go to Venice because Paul had a flight and we had a flight the next day. So it was a pretty full gas trip in the end. And I ended up, I'm not sure where I was out of this group. I was quite high up on the finish. It was super steep finish. They say, oh, it's only steep for like, you know, 300 meters or 40 meters, but it's really steep climbing up into the center. But yeah, the video is not going to be too much longer because I didn't actually catch the finish, which is disappointing. But you know what the finish line's like. Here we got a guy dropping the bidon out, get the Agua out, because that's the guy who was in tracker. He's trying to save some weight, super serious, save 80 grams of liquid. But yeah, so I've got Utopia in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get back into training. So just recovered a bit from this trip because I was just drinking every night, man. It's not good. But it was nice, you know, made some good friends. And yeah, this is the last little downhill towards the final climb. So I'm going to jump over to Strava and just do a little screen grab for like a minute or so just to show you. Okay, so here we have the numbies we're working with. Ride on Strava. Couple post-race pictures, me and Paul. Get up, Mr. Red. Give me the red wine, baby. Sportful in the back. Finishing medal. Got a nice, this is a pretty chunky cannoli. Bit of pizza. Very nice. So yeah, this is kind of what we're cooking with. So we've got 137k or so, just under 4 hours, 2.2 meters almost, 35 average cadence, average power 260. You know, we're not you know, it's not bad. I've done a 1,000 watt dump at some point, probably coming out of a corner, you know, I raced a Kermesse in Belgium once, so I know how to drop a little bit of watt out of a corner. 3,500 cal. Got up to 10 degrees. Yeah, not very windy at all, which was nice. Weighted average, so yeah, normalized power 293, but I'm not sure if that is, I don't know if it dropped to that, because my training peaks said 307. Sometimes it messes up a bit on Strava. So yeah, it was 307 on training peaks. Hit 82k an hour, and we'll just jump into a bit of analysis. You can see the course here. First sector was about 20k or so in. This bit here where we turn left. Then it had this bit of a climb where I started quite far back because it was just a bit chaotic to get near the front, and I wasn't really wanting to play too much. So I moved a bit on the climb, blew a bit on the climb, moved up again. Then kind of found a group and was kind of jumping around the groups a little bit. Picked some riders up towards the end. So yeah, that's what that's looking like. I don't wear heart rate. Zone distribution. A bit of freewheeling time. Not much in just endurance, you know, not much at all. And we got a decent chunk there, half an hour, you know, solid tempo. And then it's a bit of zone 4. We got another half an hour. And then yeah, this zone 5. I mean, I don't know what these zones even mean, to be honest. But yeah, so between 368 and 420, we're almost at 28 minutes. So a fair chunk. That's a fair chunk. This would go down as a very, very hard training ride if I were to do this in my own time. 420 to 525. Almost similar to the amount in the zone before. So that's, I'm just talking about me here. That's a lot. I would say that's a lot. More or less, this ride compares to the first year I done Rancho, I'd say, where I felt like I was going super well. And it's an hour shorter, so an hour less time to like hit this stuff. And then yeah, you can see how this is when the climbs are super steep and super punchy. We've got 8 minutes above 525. That's a lot. You know, I felt that in the legs, almost 300t in 4 hours. So it's quite a lot. We just jump on the power curve. What do I want to look at? So this ride, let's go through some of the max. 500 for 1. What for 3? 432 for 3. 404 for 5. 10-minute 340. 20-minute 310 or so. Half an hour 300. 1 hour 275. 2 hour 265, which is almost the average of the actual ride. So you can see it comes in about where that first section's about to start, and there's a bit of a fight for position. And then where's the 3 hour section? After that, before the climb. So we got 3 hours of 261. So they're the kind of the peak numbers we had. Bit more of a detailed look here. What we got? So the most time I spent was between. So we got 6%. 6.6 between 325 and 349. So there's a lot of hard. I think this is because of the course. There's a lot of grippy sections, like here, you know, just like undulating uphill, and it's just like grippy road sections. And that's where it's just like high zone 3. So that's what put a lot of pain in the legs, to be honest. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just back home now, just recovering up, and I'm going to I've got another week or so, and I'm going to my dad's in Spain, and then we're going to do some training, and yeah, working towards tracker, being super serious, no alcohol, eating healthy, trying to train properly, and we'll see where that gets me. But anyway, thanks for watching, and just keep trying to do the best you can every day.